Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of hints and tips on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of the time on exam day when you're working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. And so now we're going to have a look at paper C of the grade 4 2015 past papers. So if you turn with me to page 14, we'll have a look at this. And as I always say, and I know that I'm repeating myself, but it's really important that you just have a go of this on your own first of all, or sometimes on some of the questions you might want to listen to the first part of the explanation and then press pause and have a go yourself. It's always better to have a go yourself. It doesn't matter if you go wrong. Always work in pencil. I always use a propelling pencil, a mechanical pencil, so that it stays nice and sharp. And then if you've got your eraser to hand, it doesn't matter if you go wrong, you can just rub it out, and it's always better to learn by your mistakes. So I'm hoping that you've had a go of this yourself, and so now we'll work through these answers together. So question 1, all of these questions on this page refer back to this extract here. Now the first part, A, are some performance directions, and you need to bear in mind that these are going to be taken from grades 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you've got a long list of terms and directions and symbols to revise, and I always recommend that you accumulate all of your words together thematically. So gather together all of the words maybe to do with fast from grades 1, 2, 3 and 4, even colour code them, whatever it takes to help you to remember them. So here we have the word Largo. I think you first came across that in grade 1, and so you would also have linked with that, for example, the word adagio and so on, just so that you know that they all mean slow, or at least vaguely related to slow. Group them together however that best makes sense to you. So we'll crack on with these then. Also, another thing to bear in mind actually before we do is the 2018 onwards revised exam paper will no longer present these questions in this way. You'll be having these in a multiple choice format. However, I would just go on ahead now and give them the full definitions because it's really good revision to do that. But in the exam from 2018 onwards, you'll get a multiple choice option. So here we go. Largo means slow. That's your tempo direction. Mesto means sad. And consord, or short for consordini, is with mutes. So a bit more technical there. So that's that question completed. So now we'll have a look at section B. A square bracket has been drawn over the first phrase, and if we just refer to the top, we can see we've got this first phrase here. We're asked to mark all the other phrases in the same way. So we need to look at it mathematically, but now we also need to look at it musically. In the previous grade, you perhaps just had to add together the number of bars and then make that match, but now we need a little bit more musical intuition. So here we have a phrase of 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. It would be 4 full bars, but because there's no anacrusis here, but the rest sort of make it finished here. That's sort of a little bit no man's land. So you would be excused for thinking that the next phrase could be 1, 2, 3, 4 bars, and that would get you half marks, I would think, at a guess. However, really, just looking at the music in a little bit more detail, we can see that we've got rests breaking up this phrase here. So really, rather than having just 4 bars, we could also use our intuition and think, well, this rest breaks it. And so really we have a phrase between here and here, and then a phrase between here and here. So here we've got one large phrase, and here we've got 2 smaller phrases. So that's the answer for full marks there. There we go. So that's that one completed. So now we'll have a look at the next question, where we're asked to draw a circle around 2 notes next to each other that are a perfect fifth apart. So really we're asked to scan through the whole of this extract, 8 bars, and to find a perfect fifth. So first of all, we need to find a fifth, and then we need to make sure that it's perfect. Now, of course, you could just scan note to note, and that's quite time consuming. However, if you remember from when you've worked out your tonic triads, when you're going first, third, fifth, it goes line, 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 or space, space, space. So if we're going for a fifth, we're looking either from a line to a next door but 1 line, or a space to a next door but 1 space. So we're kind of hopping over one. So really straight away, although we can see that's a larger interval, it's not going to be a fifth because it's line to space. In actual fact, it's a sixth. So it's too big for our purposes. These here we can see are all next door, so they're no good to us. So moving on, we can see all of these are next door notes. Here, this one looks promising because we've got space, miss a space, space. So we can see it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5, just quickly jumping the first, third, fifth. And then we can double check that it's a perfect fifth. So here we've got a B flat to an F, and that would be a perfect fifth with B flat as our lowest note. F natural is a perfect fifth. So if we circle that, there's our answer. However, just glancing further ahead, we can see all these are stepwise. However, here we've got another option, first, third, fifth, and G to D again is perfect fifth. And so that is also an option. So either one of those will give you that correct answer for a perfect fifth. Let's move on to the next question. So now we're asked to give the technical name of the note in bar 4. So there's only one note, so it's this one here. The key is A minor. So first of all, we need to find which degree of the scale it is, and then we can give it its technical name. So the first job is to find out what degree of the scale it is. So there are 2 ways you can do this. We can either use the stave and count up the ledger lines from A. So we're going line, space, line, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know it's a fifth. Alternatively, you can just sketch out, just to double check yourself. We know that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and full circle takes us back to the tonic or the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can see that in A minor, or the steps of the scale, E is the fifth. So we can see here we've got a C, D, E. We can double check that is the fifth, or we can just count 1, 3, 5. So we know that it's a fifth. So now the next part is to decide what the technical name for that is. And it's just a bit of revision, making sure that you remember these. And so E is the dominant. It's called that because it dominates the key. There we go. So that's that one. So the last question here, we rewrite the first 2 notes of the melody so that they sound at the same pitch, but using the alto clef. So we've got to put in the clef sign. So start off with a double bar line. There's the alto clef positioned on that middle line. So that is now middle C. And we need to keep that middle C in mind as a reference point. So the first 2 notes of the melody here, we need to keep middle C as a reference point so we don't end up at the wrong octave. So here's middle C. So our first note is 1, 2, 3 below middle C. That's the A below middle C. So there's middle C, 1, 2, 3, there's the A below middle C. And then the next one, there's middle C, C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4 above middle C. So here's middle C, C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I've not bothered about the stems yet. Whilst I'm just concentrating on the pitch, I've just got the note heads in. Just get those blobs down. And now that I'm free to think about the stems, I can realise that I'm going to have to change the direction of the stem here because this is below the middle line. So that will have to go up. This one's above the middle line, so this one will have to come down. So that's the end of that question. If we just turn over the page, so turn with me to page 15, question 2 gives us the option of writing a rhythm to these words or completing a 4-bar rhythm here. However, we're not going to do either of those. We can skip those at this moment because from 2018 onwards, the revised exam paper no longer has either of these questions on the paper. So in terms of revision for the new exams, we no longer need to complete this. So we'll just skip that and we'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope that that's helpful to you. I hope that you're enjoying it and I hope it's of benefit to you. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. Please do visit sharonbeal.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.